Going to say here, probably in about 2.5 hours, maybe even less than that. Anyway, happy Friday, happy home opener. It is the DLLS Rangers podcast. I'm Jeff Wilson, and here at Globe Life Field, stuck in the auxiliary media box for this show. Don't want to do it in the main press box. Anyway, this show is brought to you by Game Time. As always, download the app, get 20% off your first purchase when you do the code DLLS. Thanks to them for being here and for being with us for so many times, and basically since we started this whole shindig. So anyway, Elijah is back in the studio. The prophet is taking care of me. Um, Nobody does it like Elijah, so thanks to him. And yeah, it's the home opener. I hope some of you are at the ballpark watching this now, or maybe you're listening as you head in. Um, we are fired up. We've talked to the players. We talked to Skip Schumacher. We talked to Chris Young, who's dealing with an upper respiratory infection. Honestly, he sounded like me about 2 weeks ago. His voice was not strong. Um, so anyway, tell you about what they had to say. They're excited after the 4-2 start, but also they're not getting too far ahead of themselves, knowing what's ahead. 156 more games. Anyway, we're going to dive right into the show, and we will, as always, start with just the facts. Um, yep, today is the home opener, 3:05. First pitch against the Cincinnati Reds. 55th home opener for the Rangers since moving to Arlington in 1972. And guess what? They're 27-27 in the first 54. Something's got to give today. This is the seventh home opener at Globe Life Field, sixth with fans. Remember, 2020, no fans were here. Rangers are 3-3 here. So yeah, even Steven. They are coming off a 4-2 road trip, but a loss in their last game, 8-3. The game ended on an ABS challenge, and that's the first time that's happened in MLB history. So hey, the Rangers are already making history this year. The first pitch is going to be thrown out by Stars goaltender and Team USA gold medalist Jake Ottinger. The national anthem performed by country artist Neil McCoy. Left-hander Mackenzie Gore is going to get the start for the Rangers, and right-hander Brady Singer is going to go for the Reds. I dumped the lineup in a little late on Elijah, so I don't know if he had a chance to show it yet. There it is. Look at that. This is the pretty standard lineup so far against a right-handed pitcher with Nimmo, Langford, Seager, Berger. They're nice and cozy. That's where they are against left or right-handers. Then you see Jock Peterson in there. Then Josh Smith, Josh Young, Evan Carter, Danny Jansen gets the start in the home opener, the newcomer, and he started on opening day as well. So yeah, that's pretty standard. And introductions for those of you into this thing, Rangers introductions are scheduled for 2:48. I'm predicting that the loudest cheer will be for Corey Seager. I don't know that I'm going out on a limb there. I do think there'll be some scattered boos for Jock Peterson, but try to keep it clean. This is a family program. About the Reds, 3-3 so far this season. They won their season opening series against the Red Sox, and they lost 2-3 to the Pirates. They ran into Paul Skeens on Wednesday, so that's never a good thing if you're trying to win a series and didn't win the first two games. Dealing with some rotation injuries. Hunter Green, their ace, had elbow surgery to have some bodies removed. Had that in spring training, so he's going to be out till July. Nick Lodolo, the former TCU pitcher, he has a blister, which flared up during a rehab start the other day. So it seems like he's going to be out a little bit longer. But they're still going to be starting some decent pitchers here. Brady Singer, the veteran, had a nice first year last year in Cincinnati, and then the promising youngsters, Rhett Lauder, Chase Burns, they're all right-handers. So how much is Andrew McCutchen going to play in this series? Um, well, look at the Reds bullpen. They have three lefties. So Sam Maul, Brandon Williams, and our old friend Brock Burke. So I would expect that McCutchen will get some at bats, if not a start in this game. There's in this series rather. There's one way they could do it is obviously just to bench Jock Peterson for one of the games. Another way to do it is to give Jake Berger a day off and play Peterson at first, and then have McCutchen DH, or maybe put him in the outfield and give let's say Wyatt Langford a day at DH for a little bit of rest. Still a couple ways to do it. Before the game, Skip Schumacher confirmed that Kamar Rocker is going to start tomorrow's game, and then said that Jack Leiter is very, 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 very likely to start Sunday, which would leave DeGrom, Valdi, Gore for the three-game series against the Mariners. And you believe that you need to have a good division record to win and to make the playoffs, which I do believe in. Makes sense to have those three guys starting against Seattle. Some other news from inside the clubhouse. Cody Bradford, he pitched yesterday for AAA Round Rock in his first rehab appearance since undergoing the elbow brace surgery. What was it, July? Anyway, he pitched 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned because they came on solo homers, which were wind aided. Neither one had an exit velocity above 100 miles per hour. In fact, one of them, it was 93 miles an hour. So he said afterward, those are both fly balls at this ballpark, but he didn't like the pitches. He said they weren't good pitches. And Skip Schumacher said first time out, it was okay. Just him being on the mound is good. He got through his innings, got his work. Said the locations probably weren't dialed in, and the changeup probably needs a little work, but plenty of time for Cody to do that. Still looking at like mid-May, I think, is the soonest he'll be back, and that's fine. That's fine. There's no need to rush him. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Yeah, so baseball is being played, guys. This is real stuff. A couple things to look for today, aside from all the pomp and circumstance and the notable ceremonial first pitch and anthem singer, and of course there's going to be the giant flag that's sprawled out in the outfield. Probably two. I think they do a United States flag and then a Texas flag. When you be sure to look closely at Jake Berger. Though I don't know how closely you're gonna have to look at him, but look at him in his eyes. Um, it's interesting. They look like he looks like a robot. They're red. He looks like a bad robot, not like the friendly robot, like the bad one with the red eyes. He is wearing at certain ballparks this year amber contact lenses, and what they do is they make everything yellow or yellowish. And he thinks that last year he had trouble seeing the ball in stadiums with roofs. So Seattle, Houston, and here, and he's playing 81 games here in theory. So he's going with this. I was like, well, why not just like the shooting glasses, like Bobby Bowden used to wear, and that people wear when they hunt and all of that stuff. And he said he doesn't like the nose piece and the helmet combination or the hat combination. So he is wearing, and I didn't know these things existed, amber contact lenses. And I saw him. I saw him. It was kind of dark. I was like, oh, that looked weird. And then he sat down. And we started talking, and I'm the kind of guy who will make eye contact, and it was weird. So I just stopped what we were saying. I said, "What's going on with your eyes?" Like, had he just been to the eye doctor or something? I don't know, but this is something that he said he talked about in spring training with some, you know, optometrists that check their vision and all that, and they're going to give it a shot. So um, if you look, you'll be like, what is going on here? But hey, if it helps him stay hot, it's gonna, all the more power to him. He's off to a great start. He struck out a lot, but he's off to a great start from a production standpoint. Also, with this lineup, against a right-hander. You are going to continue to see, and this is reinforced today by Skip Schumacher, guys are going to play. He's going to use that bench. So this goes back to Andrew McCutcheon. If there's a lefty lined up for Jock Peterson, McCutcheon's coming in. You can see the same thing with Duran for Josh Smith, which happened, and maybe like a Haggerty for Cody Bradford. Though I do want to see, what did I just say? A lefty for Evan Carter. I don't know what I just said. Anyway, that sounded crazy. I do want to see Carter facing some more lefties. And maybe the situation will be right. If it's not a leverage situation, or if his defense is more valuable later in the game, you saw that happen in Philly when he faced a left-hander. You could see him face some more left-handers. Benny says Evan Carter is the current MLB leader in defensive run saves with for center fielders. He's tied with three others. Well, that's good. It's early, but I'll take it. Anyway, um, that's an interesting note, Benny. I'm glad you saw it. And again, when it comes down to the defense, um, hey, it's very very um, important to skip Schumacher and to have your best defensive lineup on the field late. Everybody talks about how good the Rangers pitching was last year, and it was, but people forget that their defense set an all-time record for fielding percentage in Major League Baseball. Um, Guys that can go get it. I always go back to, even though their offense was aided by trash can bangs, the Astros outfield defense in 2017 was fantastic. They had three guys that could go get it, three guys who could play center field. Nimmo has played center field in the past. He's still got a little giddy up to him. So if you got three guys that can go get it in the outfield, um, play them all the time. All right, play them all the time. So here we are um, at the ballpark again. Opening day, first pitch, or not opening day, the home opener. First pitch now less than 2 hours away. Um, Things that I look for in a home opener, I tell you, it's different. This is not opening day. Rangers have already opened their season. Maybe that takes a little pressure off. They're used to the certain the spotlight being on a game. It's kind of like a second opening day to some, which is fine. But they have some momentum at 4-2. They've gotten some things under their belts. They know maybe what they need to work on, where they're not quite right yet. I had a chance to work on that. So this team kind of comes in like questions, sure, that still exist, but these questions they're at least starting to get the answers to. Looking forward to seeing Mackenzie Gore talk to again both Chris Young and Skip Schumacher. They were just gushing about how well he pitched. What was it, Sunday at Baltimore? 5 no-hit innings to open. Might have tired anyway. Gave up a couple runs, but they saw the stuff, the competitiveness, all the things that they uh, saw when evaluating the trade. I mean, they traded 5 prospects for this guy, including their most recent first rounder. Um, that's a big deal, and I'm not saying he needs to be great, but the Rangers thought he would be great, and they continue to think that he's just going to get better and better. Having to start under his belt, you know, probably helps him with a sellout crowd here. Things magnified a little bit more eyes on him, more cameras in the post game media room, things like that. He's not that he's ever been um, uh, intimidated. He has opening day starts on his ledger, but to do this one in front of the home fans, they're the first home games on a new team. Maybe he's feeling a little something, but he also seems pretty darn steely. This is a guy who's been in the spotlight like his whole life. He was the Gatorade National Player of the Year for all sports as a high school senior. He's been traded twice now as like, hey, you're the next piece to our success. Now the first time it was a rebuilding team. The second time it's a team that expects to win, and he's going to help him do that if he pitches like he did the other day in Philadelphia. Just really really good stuff. But he knows the Phillies, and he probably knows the Reds, having been in the National League his whole career. So maybe he gets a little familiarity there. Same thing with Nimmo and even Jake Berger with his NL time. Maybe he still remembers a thing or two. So anyway, that's today. It's going to be exciting. and can't wait for it. I also can't wait until tomorrow, when most of the media that's here today will not be here tomorrow. All right, let's go to our first ad break. When we come back, though, we're going to play a little game of Believe It or Not. Believe It or Not, based on the first road trip. We're going to do that next after these messages on the DLS Rangers podcast. Hey guys, it's time to tell you about the awesomeness of Wild Fork Foods, Wild Fork Food Meat and Seafood Markets. There's 9 DFW locations. There's one closer than you than you think, especially for all you people that live in Dallas and Collin County. More are coming to Tarrant County, hopefully sooner than later. Or you can go online, wildforkfoods.com, become a member for $29 for 1 year, and you can not only shop online, you can get free same day or next day delivery. Look, these guys are the pros. They absolutely know everything about meat, how to prepare it, how much time it takes to thaw their food, which is flash frozen, which is actually better because it keeps the nutrients in. Uh, they go out of their way to make this the place where you want to do your shopping, and that includes weekly meetings where they look at prices all around the DFW area, and they try to match or beat the best prices. So once again, Wild Fork Food, Meat and Seafood Markets. Go to one of their stores, meet their great people, or go online to www.wildforkfoods.com. And then we'd be remiss if we didn't remind you that there's a yet again that there's a baseball game being played here shortly at Globe Life Field in Arlington, and Game Time can get you tickets if you don't have them already. I just looked, and you can get into this place in a seat for $73. It's obviously not the best seat in the building, but they have a variety of seats, a variety of options, and if you click on a price, it's all in pricing. There are no hidden fees. Also, click on the price, you get the view that you will be seeing if you put your butt in that seat. My wife took advantage of it. The kids are coming on Sunday, Easter Sunday, to watch a little day baseball. So here's what you have to do: you download the app, okay? You enter the code DLLS, $20 off your first purchase. The Wilsons can attest that works. Game Time, the OG DLS sponsor. All right, guys. Yeah, go hang out and check out our sponsors. They're good people, and they're keeping this show and all of our shows and all of our operation going. So we can't appreciate them enough. Uh, and again, they're good people. They really are good people. Okay, so yeah, so this we talked about multiple times now the 4-2 road trip, and how there's a lot of positive momentum here. And if you win more games than you lose, yeah, more good happened than bad. And so there's the 3 games this weekend against the Reds. Then the Mariners come to town. So starting to build a little something here. Um, Now it's only 6 games. I get it. That's less than 4% of the schedule. There are 26 more 6-game stretches in the season. All right, so yeah, we are very, very early. But guess what? Fans and media, we don't always tap the brakes on logic. And with that, let's play some Believe It or Not. Yeah, a little fun game here. Makes me think of The Greatest American Hero, the '80s sitcom, and the Believe It or Not song. Anyway, all right. So believe it or not, you guys can play along in the chat. Believe it or not, the Texas Rangers will finish with a record above 500. Believe it or not. I believe it. Now there's 78 more wins to go. This is a team that finished 500 last year. Um, I what am I going on? Well, you're going on what you've seen the offense do. You're going on the fact that this team is kind of playing loose and having fun, and those two things are just different than what we saw last year. And winning helps. Winning helps a lot. When you're scoring runs, you get to do more lassos, and you get to um, listen to more music after the game, and the beer tastes a little bit better, and go to sleep a little bit easier. Don't have to think about too many missed opportunities. So, yeah, that's all great through, like I said, 6 games. But you know, it goes back to spring training. Yeah, wins don't matter in spring training, they say, but the at bat quality, the vibe around the team. That stuff matters. So right now, I am believing. I'm sold that the Rangers will finish above 500. All right, number two on the believe it or not game. Believe it or not, Andrew McCutchen is going to have a larger role than just part-time DH against left-handed pitchers. Believe it or not, guys. I also believe that. Now, a lot of this depends on if you believe Jock Peterson will not be a productive player. If that's the case, this is a layup. This is an easy one to believe, and it's not hard at all to envision. But you know what? You also want Jock to be good. And and nobody likes the contract. Nobody likes what he did last year, but you want him to be a good player. 100% want him to be a good player. And also the other possibility is an injury to a regular outfielder. You don't want that either. Okay. Um, but I just, I think I've made it pretty clear that I don't have a ton of faith in Mr. Peterson. So I am believing that Andrew McCutchen is going to have a larger role on this team than what was initially presented to him when he signed. Okay, believe it or not, Nathan Eovaldi will finish this season with the highest ERA in the rotation. He's at 11.42 after two starts. 5 runs on opening day, 6 runs. What was it? Wednesday at Baltimore in eight and two-thirds inning total. It adds up. That's 11 runs and eight and two-thirds innings. Believe that he will have the highest ERA in the rotation at the end of the year? Well, of course not. This is Nathan Eovaldi we're talking about. He's going to figure things out. He's going to start pitching like a $25 million a year pitcher. Just probably a couple things off. We saw a lot off, really, the other day against the Orioles when you could tell with his body language it wasn't good. But, he was bouncing around the clubhouse today. I believe today is his bullpen day. 2 days after his start, I think DeGrom threw a bullpen today. Maybe he's going to throw one tomorrow. But yeah, Eovaldi, he's going to be just fine. All right, believe it or not, Wyatt Langford will bat higher than 260 this season. Okay, seems like a pretty low bar, but he hasn't done it yet in the majors. Okay, he batted 241 last season. Great spring. He seems to be like the king of spring, which is good and bad. Right now, he's batting 143 with a 357 OPS. Holy smokes. I do believe that Wyatt Langford is going to bat higher than 260. And again, a lot of it is vibe based. When early in spring, we're like, well, hey, what did you work on? What do you want to work on this season? He's like, well, I'm not a 240 hitter. Okay. So he sounded like annoyed and a little bit ashamed by it. So I think that he's in position to mentally to be in a better place there. Again, he stayed healthy this spring. I think that's a big deal. Season hopefully won't be interrupted with starts and stops. Hopefully he can find a routine and stay consistent. And also, let's look at the AVS. Everybody thinks that he's the number one guy who's going to most positively affect because of all the crap calls against him in the past. So maybe that turns a strikeout into a second chance or a walk or something like that. So I'm a little bit bullish on above 260. Okay, believe it or not, Josh Young will bat higher than 260. Okay, he batted 251 last season. He's at 095 right now. He had an 0 for 18 start. Got 2 hits though Wednesday, and even in his third at bat, he was on time and hit a pretty good ball. That was a fly out to center field. So do we believe this one or not? I'm probably going to go not. I'm not saying he's going to be in the tank this season, but it just still feels like he chases too much or he presses too much. And he's got to learn. He talked about it again today. He's got to learn to let that go, to let the day-to-day results go. And he feels like he did that. Although I tell you, Monday's game wasn't very good. Tuesday got the day off, took a deep breath, came back and performed well Wednesday in the 8-3 loss. But 260, maybe that's a little too much of a mountain for him to climb. If he does, hey, Rangers are going to be in really good shape, right? But I'm gonna say not on that one. And this one's kind of I don't know. It's not a cruel one or not, but because I think he's going to be a very good pitcher. But believe it or not, Jack Leiter will be in the All-Star game. He went 10-10 last season, 3.86 ERA. Second half was better than the first half. He'll have 2 runs in 6 innings with 8 Ks Monday in his season debut, and looked really good. Right? I mean, the stuff was fantastic. It was all stars. He worked more efficiently, and that's the next step he has to take. He wants to evolve. He wants to go from nice pitcher to established starter, and he believes he's got to pitch 6 or 7 innings. So he's got to be more efficient. So he took a great first step. Now, an all-star, look, it's a deep field in the American League, a deep field of really good pitchers. You got Scooble and Crochet, just those two lefties, just to start the conversation. You got two guys on the Rangers, DeGrom and Navaldi. You have Hunter Brown in this division. You have all of those Mariners starting pitchers. So I don't think he's going to make the All-Star team, Jack. But that doesn't mean I think he's going to have a 12.5 ERA at the All-Star break. I think he's going to be a good pitcher, but the All-Star game, that's a tough mountain to climb there. Two more. We got a little more time. Believe it or not, and this is also a tough one. Kamar Rocker will start more games this season than Cody Bradford. Believe it or not. I went with not. I think when the Rangers feel like Cody Bradford is ready, they're going to put him in the rotation. Now that could be 6 more Kamar Rocker starts. Um, and if they're really, really good, then maybe they start Cody in the bullpen. If somebody else is injured, that can help Kamar stay when Cody is ready. So there are a lot of ways to go about it. But I think that Cody will have more starts than Kamar. Um, and that doesn't mean I think Kamar is going to be terrible. Yeah, I still have concerns about the little things, the run game and fielding the position. Um, his road woes, not very good on the road. Can he be more consistent? Can his changeup be an effective third or fourth pitch for him? So Cody, we know, is steely, prepared, doesn't throw it through a wall at all, but he's probably going to have some extra velo. Um, so I'm going to go with Cody, but close. And then one more for fun. Will Corey Seager, you've heard of him. Will he finish in the top 5 of the MVP vote? I believe that is. I believe in that one. I'm going with a believe it. Um, of course, it all depends on him staying healthy, right? If he's hurt on again, off again, can't finish a season out like has happened here, the last 2 years? Well, all right, that's a problem. But he has taken some measures here with his routine to stay healthy. And I mean, 23, he wasn't healthy. He played 118 games and finished second in the MVP. And if he had stayed healthy, let's say he played 145 games that year, would he have beat Shohei Ohtani for MVP? Nah, probably, maybe not. But um, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. And if the Rangers can get 500 at bats or 140 games out of Corey Seager, he will be on many AL MVP and ballots at the end of the year. There's just no question about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little uh, game. I have a story that I just posted literally during the last commercial break on this game, and I think I covered them all. I might have done a couple different ones in the story, but go check it out. It's for diehards only. So if you guys are diehards, you got the advantage. You get to go see it. You get to have fun with it. Um, so how did we do in the chat here, real quick? We got a lot of believers. I like the believing. Mark, not a believer in Jock Peterson. Well, that's okay, Mark. I think I'm on your side on that one. Chloe, he believes in Kumar. Thinks Kumar is going to impress, but with roll with a 6-man rotation. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I think you want your big money guys starting as many times as possible, especially if it comes down to a pennant thing. But I could see a quasi 6-man rotation, or spot starts here and there, something like that, to help make sure that these workloads are managed pretty well. So we'll see. We'll see. But I like it. All right, time to go to our second ad break. And when we come back, yesterday was the unveiling of the food. I saw Cordua talking about the sombrero nacho hat. Um, I did not don it, and I will never don it. But and maybe I'll tell you guys why. Anyway, we're going to talk about that after this on the DLS Rangers podcast. All right, guys. FanDuel predicts it's time to slide your glass slippers over your lucky socks and hope for a fairy tale ending that applies not only to the NCAA tournament with games Saturday in the Final Four and the championship game Monday, but also Major League Baseball because hope springs eternal this time of year, and every team has a chance to win the pennant. It starts when you put $10 on FanDuel Predicts, and they'll match it with a $10 offer. Take a position on the spread, total points, or the winning team. I just did a $3 prediction on the Rangers winning by more than one run today. Um, March matchups are on FanDuel Predicts. Put $10 on FanDuel Predicts, and they'll match with a $10 bonus offered by FanDuel Prediction Markets LLC, a registered futures commission. Merchants must be 18 years or older, one per user, minimum $10 deposit required. Trading derivatives involve significant risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Manage your activity with our consumer production tools at FanDuel Predicts, a new sponsor at DLS. And then another OG. It's time for Shady Rays, baby. Shady Rays. If you want affordable, durable, quality polarized sunglasses, this is the place to do it. And here's the main reason why, aside from the affordability and the quality. If you lose them, they break for any reason, you just let Shady Rays know, and they're going to send you a free new pair. No questions asked. How can you beat that? You know, I lost a pair of sunglasses at the airport once. No free replacement there, believe me. People lose them at the ball game. They lose them at the beach. They lose them wherever. Just sitting on the roof of your car and driving off without them. It happens, and Shady Rays is there to help you out. So here's the deal: if you use the code SRDLLS, you can get $40 off of two pairs of polarized sunglasses. That's ShadyRays.com. Yeah, Shady Rays. I know I've been saying it for a while, but god dang it, I got to get me some sunglasses, and they can do prescription sunglasses. So that's probably something that is on my to-do list this month. Go see the eye doctor. Um, Probably am due for a new prescription anyway, so I'll get my eyeglasses from him, and then say, hey, look me that prescription. Then I'll contact Shady Rays and get going with it right now. So yeah, hey guys, we're gonna go ahead and talk kind of a little bit more of a fun segment, a little off the beaten path for me. Fun, that is, yeah. But yesterday was um, the annual Rangers food tasting. Delaware North is their food provider, and they do a great job, and they're always giving fans new options. Um, so yeah, let's take a look at what I sampled. Also, this is a supporters club video, so you guys in the supporters club can go take a look at 9 minutes and 38 seconds of me talking away, chewing. I think I burped a couple times. But my basic message here is that I'm not a food critic, right? I am a is it good or is it a bad critic type of thing. And I can tell you right now, that's my only goal. Now, if my chicken's undercooked and I get salmonella, well, then maybe I'll become a little bit more of a food critic. But the basic goal here, was it good? Would kids eat it? Because a lot of you have families and want to bring your kids to the ballpark, and you know how miserable that is at times when it comes to choosing food for them. So yeah, so let's go ahead and dive right in, if you will. The first thing that I sampled yesterday was called the um, Texas ribeye sandwich. The Texas ribeye sandwich. It's the Nolan Ryan beef ribeye. It was pretty good. It comes with tomato, arugula, and chimichurri. I hate tomatoes, so off came the tomato. It was good. All right, it was really really good, and it's worth giving a try. It's different, obviously, than a hamburger or different from a hot dog, and it'd be worth it. You can get it at the high stakes concession stand in section 106. Um, I also tried the one that I thought was the best were the pork wings. Okay, basically they're riblets smothered in Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. They're a little messy, but they were really good. They're available at all three of the Sweet Baby Ray's stands throughout the ballpark. So you can find one pretty easy. I think they got one on the main concourse and a couple on the second deck. Um, then this is one that was really good. It was probably looking back, probably my favorite item is called the Pig Kahuna. The Pig Kahuna, not Big Pig, because it's a pork patty. All right, a pork patty, peanut butter sauce, and a pineapple ring, and it comes with chips. It was really good. You know, all that stuff got together and made for a good bite. Good substitute for a burger if you don't want a burger. The trick here, though, is that you can only get it through the mobile ordering on the MLB app. So that's kind of a pain in the butt, but you can do that. Have somebody bring it to you. You don't have to leave your seat. So I don't know, half good, half bad. Depends on if you're a glass half full or glass half empty kind of guy or gal. Um, the elote dog, of course, spelled Dawwg, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a hot dog with roasted corn, and like cilantro, lime sauce, and cheese. It was really good. I liked it. It's probably fourth on my list. Wings, pig kahuna, ribeye sandwich, then this guy. Um, it's available at the Abner Doubleday dog stands throughout the ballpark. What's up? Good. The Texas tamale torta, pretty good. Okay, there's a lot happening with this guy. There's refried beans. There's two tamales. Cheeses and a couple different kinds of sauces on there. It's messy, right? You're gonna need some napkins with this one. I thought I could have used a little more salsa for dipping. I'm not sure that's an available feature. Maybe if you talk to the right person at the right concession stand. Three spots for it, section 17, 125, and 225. Now another one, and this one I admit was very dicey. I had some apprehension going into this one, even though I like both items. I like hot dogs and I like biscuits and gravy. But together, well, all right. I like so biscuits and gravy is probably my favorite breakfast item. So I had to try it. Right, I had to try it. And it was better than I thought. The hot dog is like breaded in something and double deep fried. So it's even worse for you than just a normal hot dog. And the biscuit was good and the hot dog was okay. And together it was okay. So if you're an adventurous kind of person, go ahead. It's that it's a state fair kind of feel. And well, it's at the Go Deep Fried stands in the ballpark. If these were separated, it'd be great. So maybe you can customize it and say, I'd like biscuits and gravy. I like the biscuit dog separate, please. No gravy on the hot dog. Yeah, then you might have a winner. And they've got so many more things. There were, what was it? I think there were 17 new items on the press release, and they weren't. I think they were all available yesterday. Maybe not. The giant sombrero hat thing was not available. You could have gotten the cardboard hat, yes. Um, I'm not the kind of guy who brings attention to himself, though, in situations like that. There may be another beat writer who does. Not going to name him or her, him, but you get my idea. I don't want to bring that. I just want to present the facts, maybe an opinion every once in a while. But so it was pretty good. Anyway, there were desserts. There's this is not a dessert, but a chicken finger helmet. That sounds promising. There's a kids meal available, and then they had what were called dirty sodas. I guess it's some sort of viral thing. I don't have any idea about this, but there were three of them that they presented for us to sample. I didn't have one of them because it had coconut in it. Not a coconut guy either. The what was it, raspberry lemon rally, pretty good, pretty good. It has margarita mix. It'd probably be better with the tequila, but not bad. And then the peach slam, and it was really actually hard for me to taste the peach because there was like cold brew and sweet cream and Dr. Pepper, so it was good. Um, Give those a shot. You might as well. You're at the ballpark. What are you going to do? But yeah, if you want to try the what's the official name of this thing? The ninth inning rally sombrero. It's the wearable nacho dish. It has these big tortillas on the side first, and some dips, like a layered dip in the middle. It's got the nachos. All right. Um, it would be fun for the family, probably. I bet my son would like that. Although he's more just a chip guy. No salsa, just chip. Um, so there was that. And also, if you like beer, they have the beer bats this year. And I'm a big beer bat guy. They're pretty big, so you kind of get your money's worth there. They're 24 ounces, so maybe you're paying $16. I don't know for it, but that's two beers, which, you know, in the end, that's probably pretty good. Even if it's 20, considering how much beers cost here, that's pretty good. So anyway, when it comes to my ballpark fare, though, I'm basically just give me a hot dog. I don't want anything else. Hot dog, some chips. I'll eat some peanuts. Um, but that's about it. I don't want to go too deep on this stuff. I do though think the best thing at the ballpark is still Hurtado's burrito tacos. Those are delicious, just wonderful. Um, Big Whataburger fan. Just as you guys know, the a la carte pricing. Not a big fan of that one. You can rack up $25 and not even get a drink. So buyer beware on that one. Don't if you walk up there and expect a number one, you're gonna have to order everything separately. Yeah, that's a tough one to swallow. But yeah, give all these new items a try. I did it. I did it for you, and they're pretty good. They really are. And again, Delaware North is doing a very good job. They do a great job every year. These are the boomstick people, and you know that was a fun idea. And you probably still get a boomstick somewhere around here. I would assume at the Abner Doubleday dog stand, and then the standard ballpark fare is still here, and a lot of fun. So, um, hey, look, is anybody in the chat coming to the game today or already here? And if not, are you coming this weekend or during this homestand? Um, I think you guys need to come on out. Anyway, if you do come out, John Moore from the Weekly Show will be here. I will be here. I won't be here Tuesday, I don't think, because uh, my son has his first golf tournament that day, and he wants me to be there. Kind of weird. I can't coach him. I have to stay on the cart path, and but I can't give him any advice. So that's fine. I don't need to do that. He's got to figure it out on his own anyway. But Chloe lives in Seattle, so will you be at the games in 2 weeks? If you do, bundle up, because as you know, Chloe, the coldest place in the American League is that ballpark. Absolutely no question in my mind. I will not be convinced otherwise. Now, Philadelphia was not pleasant on Saturday. There's no question about that. But I will take that over Seattle. I just can't do it anymore. I'm just old, getting old. But it's always been cold. My first ever game as a Raiders beat writer was opening day at Seattle in 2008. It was March the 31st. Remember that because of my mom's birthday. But it snowed that day. It snowed in Seattle during the game. Obviously, the roof was covering the field, but the roof is, it's open air. It's just a roof. All the air blows in, and if you looked into the outfield, you can see these big, giant snowflakes. So um, maybe I just haven't gotten over that one. But it's a 5-layer place for me. Gloves, stocking cap, everything. Um, so if you go, Chloe, and I hope you do, bundle the heck up. All right. I don't need to tell you that, I don't think. So, anyway, guys, head on out to the ballpark. Plenty of tickets available. Don't forget about the Game Time app. If you want to try to maybe save some money closer to game time on a ticket, you can always do that. Um, anyway, lots of fun. All right, so we're going to go to batting cleanup after our last ad break. Gonna talk about some minor league stuff that went down yesterday. We already talked about Cody Bradford, but what else happened in that game? And then two of the other three full season affiliates opened. The fourth opens today, so we'll talk about all of that after this on the DLS Rangers podcast. All right, guys. FanDuel predicts it's time to slide your glass slippers over your lucky socks and hope for a fairy tale ending that applies not only to the NCAA tournament with games Saturday in the Final Four and the championship game Monday, but also Major League Baseball. because hope springs eternal this time of year, and every team has a chance to win the pennant. It starts when you put $10 on FanDuel Predicts, and they'll match it with a $10 offer. Take a position on the spread, total points, or the winning team. I just did a $3 prediction on the Rangers winning by more than one run today. Um, March matchups are on FanDuel Predicts. Put $10 on FanDuel Predicts, and they'll match with a $10 bonus offered by FanDuel Prediction Markets LLC, a registered futures commission. Merchants must be 18 years or older, one per user, minimum $10 deposit required. Trading derivatives involve significant risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Manage your activity with our consumer production tools at FanDuel Predicts, a new sponsor at DLLS. And then another OG. It's time for Shady Rays, baby. Shady Rays. Um, if you want affordable, durable, quality polarized sunglasses, this is the place to do it. And here's the main reason why. Aside from the affordability and the quality, if you lose them, they break for any reason, you just let Shady Rays know, and they're going to send you a free new pair. No questions asked. How can you beat that? You know, I lost a pair of sunglasses at the airport once. No free replacement there, believe me. People lose them at the ball game. They lose them at the beach. They lose them wherever. Just sitting on the roof of your car and driving off without them. It happens, and Shady Rays is there to help you out. So here's the deal: if you use the code SRDLLS, you can get $40 off of two pairs of polarized sunglasses. That's ShadyRays.com. All right, guys, I didn't do very well with those the first time, so I made you watch those again. Um, just a couple things I want to tell you about while we're doing this. Um, we are selling some new merch for the local baseball team. Um, Opening day release, and we're very excited about that. I have I have both hats and the T-shirt. And look, we have an opening day offer that comes with this. The opening day was last week. This is the home opener, but you can become a diehard for 36 bucks in your first year, and you get access to all of our premium content, plus your choice of a hat, which I'd suggest, or a T-shirt. Can't beat that, guys. So for 36 bucks, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Let's become diehards if you aren't already. All right, time for batting cleanup. And yeah, I think let's start down there in the minor leagues. Yesterday, three of the four full season affiliates played. We know that Round Rock opened its season on Friday, so they're pretty deep into their season, and it's not going well. They've lost four in a row. They lost last night to Gwinnett, the Braves affiliate. Already talked about Cody Bradford. So in this game, Cam Colley and Alejandro Osuna both homered. Tyler Wade went 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Luis Carvello, he took the loss, couple runs and 1 inning pitched. Spores and Ryan Brazier, scoreless inning apiece. For those on Josh Spores' Velo watch, he approached 94. I'm going to round up and give him 94. It was 93.5 or 6 or 7, something like that. So we'll go 94 there. Down in Corpus, Frisco opened their season with a 5-1 victory. Good for them. They had 14 hits. That's great. 13 of them were singles. I don't know if that's good or bad. I think it's good. Tucker Mitchell went 3 for 3. Keith Jones, great guy, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. I think John Taylor had the lone extra base hit, a double. But pitching, look, Leandro Lopez had a wonderful spring. He tossed 4 2/3 innings of no-hit baseball. He did walk 4. He struck out 6. Ryan Lobus got the win, 2 scoreless innings. Both of those fellows were in big league camp. So they're back at it today down there in Corpus. Dylan McClain, the left-hander, the 4th-round pick in the 2020 draft, he starts tonight. Hickory opened the season with a 5-4 win. Good for them. Scored 3 in the 7th. Paulino Santana had an RBI ground out in that inning, and then Angel Arredondo had a 2-run single. The win went to Yuri Rodriguez with 2 scoreless innings and 4 Ks. Evan Ciari started the game, the 8th-rounder last year from Mississippi State. 1 run and 8 Ks in 4 innings, pretty good. And then a guy whose last name I always struggle with, Jesus, we'll go with LaFalaise. Could be wrong. He starts tonight. Saturday's game, that's AJ Russell making his pro debut. All right, so Hub City opens tonight versus Frederick. Dalton Pence, who was in big league camp, he will be on the mound for them. It's a home game there in Spartansburg. Hickory also a home game. Apparently, there's like a high fire risk, and they can't shoot off their fireworks tonight. So if you were planning on going for the fireworks show, sorry, but go anyway. Connor Griffith, we're back in the majors now. Connor Griffin, game's top prospect in the lineup today for the Pirates. He's gonna play. Um, just a bunch of these young guys. Another young hot prospect who is on his way to the majors. The sides are talking about an extension, reportedly 9 years, 130 million. That's another trend that appears to be starting. The Mariners signed Colt Emerson to 8 years and 92 million. He hasn't even played in the majors, and and Griffin hasn't. At least maybe that game has started, but yeah, trying to save money early. I wonder. This gets me thinking if the Rangers ownership has any cold feet over the Odor contract. Now, that was a long time ago. They gave him 6 years and 49.5 million plus the two quarter horses, um, a long time ago. And I don't know that the Rangers have had a ton of extension candidates at that point, but they definitely have some now, and in Wyatt Langford and Leiter. Um, I hope they follow the trend. I'd like to see those guys hanging around for a while. Not a lot of MLB action yesterday. 3 games. There was a fourth, but it was postponed. Blue Jays at White Sox postponed because of crappy weather. Of note, in the Diamondbacks game against the Braves, Jordan Lawler hit his first career homer. If you guys remember the 2021 draft, he was sixth overall from Dallas Jesuit. There are some people who wanted the Rangers to take him, but they went ahead and took Jack Leiter. And for the longest time, that was Arizona's only run. I think they lost 15-2. It was 12-1 after 8. So yeah, not a good one for the Arizona, and they just swept the Tigers. Giants beat the Mets 7-2. Marcus Semien is batting seventh for the Mets. He went 1 for 3, raising his average to 130. Now, we got to be fair. Mets leadoff man, and I think he was the MVP runner-up from Francisco Lindor. He's also batting 130. Twins 5, Royals 1. It was 2-1 going to the ninth when the Twins kind of broke it open. Cole Reagan's former Rangers first rounder pitched really well in his second start of the season. 1 earned run, 4 hits, 8 Ks in 6 innings. On Wednesday, of note for the Royals, they put Carlos Estevez on the IL with a bruised left foot. We talked about that. They were contemplating using him in a lesser role, letting his foot heal, but I think the best thing, was to go ahead and IL him. The hottest team in baseball right now, sorry to say, for you fans, the Astros. They lost their first 2 games of the season, right? But they have won 5 in a row since, so that's pretty good. And in fact, they're now a half a game ahead of the Rangers when it comes to the division standings. So both off to a pretty good start, and that is very, very good. All right, let's go ahead and see what I have not ignored, but things I've missed in the chat. Um, yeah, Mason, thank you very much for Evan Ciari there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Dave Raymond too. We don't hear the broadcast though, so maybe I can call it up on my phone. He has a chance to have some fun with the Jake Burger eyeballs. Um, that's for, that could be very, very good. Um, what else do we have? Yeah, Mason Evo is fine. Stuff still is where it is normally, just missing locations. Um, yeah, and Chloe, it looks way different from 2025 already, and that's the truth. And not to jump on the bandwagon here, but I do think that's a pretty big Brandon Nimmo effect. Um, the at bats are real; they're long. He's done exactly as advertised, and I think it's pretty amazing. I guess once you have that, you always have it. But he'd been in the middle of the Mets lineup the last couple of years rather than their leadoff hitter, and so he changed his approach. He was looking to drive drive in more runs and be a run producer rather than getting on base and trying to score 100 times. And just like that, he's flipped the switch. And even Jock Peterson today said that Brandon's had a terrific effect on the rest of the team. And Jock, say what you will about Jock, but Jock can see some pitches. Um, but Brandon actually is getting results as opposed to the 0 for 8 Peterson, though he has walked, I believe, and he had a sacrifice fly. All right, so there you go. Um, but this is a guy who's a lot of fun, and I asked him about the sledgehammer. Have you seen him on deck? He uses a sledgehammer as his tool. I guess he said he learned it from Pete Alonso. It weighs 8 pounds, and he said he's a big believer in weighted equipment, weighted hitting aids. And he says that when he swings a bat after swinging his hammer, that it feels like a toothpick. So um, if it works for him, he just tried it out though last year for the very first time, and it's stuck with him. And it's got his own, Rangers. He got it custom made. He even has kind of an axe handle. He uses the axe handle on his normal bats, and it has a similar handle. That anybody can use it. If anybody wants to try it, they can. Maybe Jake Berger tried it. I can't remember who. Uh, I heard somebody say that somebody else had tried it. I just don't remember who. So um, hey, whatever works for these guys, right? And this guy's just been great. And he talked to the media today for, I don't know, we probably asked him 2 questions and he answered in about 11 minutes. It felt like just a fun, affable guy. And while he's excited about the way the team is playing, he kept saying it's a sprint. It's not a sprint; it's a marathon. And yes, it's a cliche. It's overused, but of all the baseball cliches, that one's that one's pretty darn my way might be the most accurate one, and the one that people need to latch on the most. There's a long way to go, guys. What is it? We're 6 games in, so we got 156 to go, and number 7 is today, and against the Reds. And Rangers may win, Rangers may lose. It is not the end of the world. And I always like to tell people in this area, it's not football. All right, if it were football, right now the Rangers would be in the first half or maybe right after halftime coming out of the first game of the season, so long way to go. And I'm looking forward to this one. I feel I suddenly have good vibes about it. I felt okay about it coming out of spring training. I thought they would finish above 500, but now, maybe a little higher than I was thinking. But the vibes got to continue. I think a losing streak will be the big test to that. If the Rangers lose 4 or 5 in a row, if they lose 6 in a row, or if they have like 3 guys or 4 guys in the lineup that can't get a hit, that'll be a real tester for this group, for this new clubhouse culture. Winning helps everything. Chris Young said that again today. It is a legitimate thing, but we're gonna have to wait and see. But I do have a good feel about this thing and this vibe. Mason, going back to the minor leagues, hoping to see Dylan Dreiling break out this year. Seemed like he was in a great place Tuesday. Yeah, Mason was part of the media group out there at Frisco Media Days. Good seeing Mason, and yeah, Dylan's a good kid, and he had a really good finish last year. And if he can pick up where he left off, there is a huge difference between, and everybody talks about how good the SEC is. Well, just ask Jack Leiter. Okay, it is not Double A baseball. It is not professional baseball. And I think Dylan figured that out. He also said he was learning a new position or playing it primarily center field, and that was kind of on his mind. I think he's got it all under his belt. I thinking that he's gonna have a chance to have a good year. And he's the second round pick in 2024. This is a big draft pick. You want you want all your draft picks to make it to the majors, but you don't want to miss on the second rounders. And historically, the Rangers have missed, so they're hoping that this one is not a miss. And way too early to call it a miss. And just kind of the guy he is, I think he's going to be in a good place. So Mason, I agree with you on that one. All right, guys, we're done here. I believe the pregame show is about to start on the TV, so the Rangers want us to get the hell out of that. And my man John Radigan is sitting down next to us, so everybody say hi to John. All right, we're out of here. We will talk to you. I don't know. what's today? Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'll talk to you Monday. Monday, normal time, 1 p.m. on the DLS Rangers podcast.
We all silly like the mayor.